Hi guys, I've got something very important to share with you today. How to deal with somebody, a person, who is constantly seeming to oppose you no matter what you say, and it seems like perhaps it may not happen every single time, but it does seem to happen a lot. It could be your mom, it could be your any of your parents, it could be a sibling, it could be a girlfriend, it could be anybody else you can think of that you're in close contact with, you're communicating with on a day-to-day basis. In my case, I've seen that unfortunately in a lot of these different areas. Now, obviously, it's not true with every person, otherwise, I would be flawed. Fortunately, I am not, because there are a lot of people that I've really gelled well with in my life and created tremendous relationships where we agree, we have the same mind, we can think on things, do things without any contradiction. So, how to deal with, how to identify, and how to remedy perhaps a person who is constantly contradicting you. So, what happens in a general circumstance? Let me explain that to you so that you can relate to it and identify whether or not this applies to you. So, in a typical circumstance, you might be just living in your house, living in your apartment with your family or at work. And you tend to say something, let's say you make a statement A. And there may be this particular person who seems to, when you say A, they say A negative, means the opposite. If you say yes, they say no. If you say day, they say night. If you say cold, they say hot, and vice versa. And it goes on and on and on. And you're wondering, what the heck is going on? Why can't I at any moment come at the same page with this person, no matter what? And in many circumstances, you might feel this is irrational, I can't deal with this, and it could lead to a lot of domestic disharmony and personal unhappiness. Okay, and you then tend to try to avoid this person, and you try to move away from them, and then you try to cut them off. Okay, and if you don't, and you continue to live in that habit of constantly living in the habit of fighting, I suggest cut it off. Okay, now let me explain why, and let me explain a few things that I've come to realize. Okay, now this could be happening, and this could be brought to the awareness, self-awareness of either parties. Both of them could say, hey, why is this guy always or this girl always contradicting me? Okay. Chances are, though, the more self-aware person would come to an earlier realization and would say, you know what, I don't have this problem here and there. I'm very uncomfortable with this kind of circumstance just kind of replaying itself over and over again, manifesting in every area of my conversation with this person. So you feel uncomfortable about it, while the other person is oblivious to the fact that this is causing discomfort, this is causing disharmony. It's a matter of peace that is being foregone, for lack of a better term. I'm doing this impromptu. I don't have a script. I'm just talking in. Okay, so for a lack of a better term, and this other person is totally oblivious to this fact, and this person who's kind of saying this is not good is not happy, and they might try to in many different ways try to initiate a conversation to this person saying, hey, can we stop this? Can we not do this? Can we avoid this? Is there a way we can understand, blah blah blah? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But mostly somebody like me who comes to a realization starts initiating towards this other person and pleading with them that, hey, this is not right, we need to be in agreement in certain terms. Why are you constantly contradicting? What's up? Right? So this is what's going on. I was tormented by this for a lot of time, long time. Okay, it's not a good place to be, especially if you unfortunately are cornered into that situation with one of the only few people you're connected with. Could be family, could be a spouse, could be even a child, a sibling, and all these are hurtful. You come out of all this thinking, I don't know, maybe this is not meant to be, right? Maybe I don't need to be still related to X, Y, and Z. And you try to cut off, and you try to basically maintain your peace. Now, let me tell you what causes this. Um, Something led me to this, and let me just share it with you. Okay, so, well, according to what makes common sense and the opinion of others that I came across, um, and it does make sense, a person who has a low self esteem is constantly trying to self implicate, for lack of a better term, or they're trying to prove to themselves that they are unique, that they are someone special, and that they're not the same as everybody else, or they're not who you think they are. Okay? Um, Again, they want to show to themselves and perhaps the other person, most likely, that they are unique. They're not like everybody else. They're someone special. Okay, and this might be the cause, and quite likely the cause, for them to constantly negate whatever is presented to them. They constantly oppose. They say, okay, subconsciously my assumption is, okay, you're saying this because you have certain assumptions about me. I want to prove somehow in my subconscious mind, and I'm battling it out constantly. Okay, because you say A, I say A minus. No, you're wrong. I'm right. Okay, and or you're wrong about me. I'm somebody else. It's I believe it's a mental problem. Okay, but it's rooted in a lack of good self-image. It's rooted in a lack of self-esteem, a healthy self-esteem. Okay, so they have to constantly negotiate with the other person that, no, I'm not that person that you think I am. I'm somebody special. I'm somebody bigger. I'm somebody greater than what you think I am. And therefore, the way I project that is, when you say yes, I say no. When you say cold, I say hot. And then I try to outdo, one up, in every circumstance, somehow feeling good about it. That's a problem, because in many cases, it can be unreasonable. So, how to remedy this? Well, I haven't tried it yet, because honestly speaking, with a lot going on in my life, on the healthy side of things, and also the struggles that are constantly presenting themselves, I haven't tried it yet. Or I have tried it, but not with the conscious mind of, okay, I want to really make a change, because I'm not very invested in people as much as I would be maybe down the line, because I'm still single and I have kind of lived away from my family, my immediate family, for all my life. And I have friends, I have healthy friends, and none of them are those contrarian types. Whoever seems to, do this with me, I cut them off, because I don't have any bandwidth left. No emotional bandwidth, no other bandwidth really. Time bandwidth, it's gone. It's busy, it's occupied. Okay? So, that's how I dealt with it. But now that I've come to a realization that, okay, the best way, the remedy, if you want to remedy that person, if it's your wife, if it's your sibling, and you care about it, and you have the bandwidth and all that stuff, right? It's your decision. You don't have to go and become the messiah for everybody, and then at the end of the day you're burnt out. Okay, so what you need to do is realize that they are suffering from a low self-esteem, and they're trying to rationalize and fight out that they're somebody different than what you think they are, and the world thinks they are. So the best thing is build them up. Just build them up and ignore them. Build them up. Make them feel great. Make them feel they're great. Make them feel they're really important, which they are. They just don't know it. Okay? And you'll see that tendency of constantly going, opposing each other will start to go down in certain cases, maybe not all. So that's my take on it. I will make further videos with more vocabulary, more definition, to present this further to you, because I want to help you just like I want to help myself. All right? So stay safe and stay sharp.